we should be concerned that we maintain the capacity to deal with inflation if it becomes a longer-term problem. You quoted the president quoting Larry Summers. I will quote some other people, namely everybody that Donald Trump appointed to the Federal Reserve Board. Interest rate policy, which is generally the major way we deal with inflation, is entirely in the control of Trump appointees. The Federal Reserve has a majority still of Trump appointees, including the chair, Jerome Powell. And they are saying two things. First of all, the inflation we're getting now is a result of people going back to work in large numbers after the pandemic. And there is a catch-up period. A lot of businesses shut down some of their capacity. And now demand is even better, fortunately, than we expected. And that's putting pressure on prices. There's been a return flow of demand, and supply has been slower to catch up to it. Secondly, they say, without, I think, any reason to doubt, that they have the capacity to deal with inflation if, in fact, it does become worse. They say that they believe overwhelmingly, and most business economists that I read agree, that this is a temporary response to the coming back to work after the shutbacks of the movebacks of the pandemic, and that if in fact it should turn out to be a more long-term phenomenon, we have not lost the capacity to shut it down. This is not a case where you go over a cliff. And as I said, that's the view of the Trump appointees at the Federal Reserve, and I think they're correct.
Yeah, I have heard Jerome Powell say that they would step in if it continues to get worse, but he's also said it's taking longer than he thought that it would. Congressman, I do want to get your take on this because the Senate is poised to spend $1.3 trillion on this infrastructure bill, which many people are aligned that we need infrastructure. But then they want to spend another $3+ trillion after that on social infrastructure. What point is spending and debt a concern for you specifically? Is there a limit when you say this is too much? Not the party, but you, it's a red flag for you personally.
Yes, there is. And I've been worried about that. You know, that was one of the reasons that I opposed George Bush's Iraq war. When you look at who voted for what brought the national debt, I feel pretty proud of my record because I voted against that multi-trillion-dollar expenditure. And I think there are other areas where we can contain it. We added to some debt when Donald Trump's trade policy with China cost tens of billions of dollars in income to the agricultural sector. And so Donald Trump and the Republican Congress pumped up federal spending to compensate farmers in America through government subsidies for the results of his trade policy. I hope we don't have to do that in the future. But yeah, you do get it. But the question that you have to answer is what kind of spending?
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV because we're real news for real people.